you are productive at work. But you are useless to yourself. There is a difference when someone else sets the deadline and defines the next step, you execute. Your brain cannot borrow external structure and build internal discipline at the same time. Therefore, every free day feels wasted. Every unscheduled hour ends in quiet drift. You call it needing accountability. But accountability is not what you are missing. What you are missing is ownership. The pattern is simple. When your manager assigns a task, when a client expects delivery, when a meeting defines your morning, you move, you wake early, you train before work, you eat properly, you finish without overthinking. The next step is always clear. But the moment the calendar goes blank, you vanish. You sit down with good intentions, work on the side project, organize your life, build something that matters. Hours pass. You drift between your phone, random thoughts, vague plans about starting soon. You tell yourself it is a motivation problem. It is not. You have already proved you can execute. You do it every single day, for them. Therefore, the issue is not effort. The issue is structure. What you are running from is the friction of self-direction. At work, the task is concrete. Send this email, prepare this document, join this meeting. The starting point is obvious. Personal goals are vague by default. Get fitter, build something, improve your life. When you sit down to start, your brain does not know where to begin, therefore it negotiates instead. This is where most people stop. They assume the problem is clarity. They write better plans. They break goals into steps. They design systems. But this misses the actual mechanism. The real issue is not vague goals. The real issue is that you only function under pressure. You have spent years conditioning yourself to move when someone else demands it. You have built an entire operating system that requires external weight to activate. Therefore, when you are alone with your own time, you collapse. Your brain has learned a simple equation. Other people's expectations equal action. Your own expectations equal negotiation. You are not lazy. You are just dependent. There is a difference. When you rely on borrowed discipline and avoid defining your own standards, you stay functional. You perform well at work. You meet deadlines. You impress your manager. But you remain a ghost to yourself. Your brain cannot execute for others and respect your own direction at the same time. Therefore, every personal goal feels optional. Every free hour feels like a burden. You call it needing external structure. But external structure is not helping you. What it is doing is replacing you. The moment you stop outsourcing your next step, your urgency, whether someone else will notice if you QET, that is when you actually build self-respect. Most people never make this shift. They spend their entire lives high-performing for others. They climb the ladder. They deliver results. They earn recognition. But they never build anything that belongs to them. They retire with a polished resume and a completely undeveloped self. This is the cost of borrowed discipline. You become excellent at following. You become useless at letting yourself. Therefore, the fix is not finding better accountability partners. The fix is not joining another group, hiring another coach, waiting for another deadline. The fix is sitting alone in the silence. You must learn to move when no one is watching. You must learn to define the next step when no one else cares. You must learn to create pressure from your own standard. This will feel uncomfortable at first. Your brain will resist. It will tell you the goal is too vague, the task is too big, the starting point is unclear. It will offer you another research session, another planning day, another reason to wait. Do not believe it. Your brain is not confused. Your brain is stalling. It is waiting for someone else to remove the friction. It is waiting for external force to make the decision for you. But no one is coming. You already know the next step. You have always known. Write the first sentence. Send the first message. Start the first set. The task is not unclear. The discomfort is just unfamiliar. Therefore, stop treating self-direction as a problem to solve. It is not a problem. It is a skill. And like every skill, it requires repetition under resistance. Here is what that looks like. You sit down with an open day. Your brain immediately offers drift, distraction, the need to plan more. You notice it. You do not negotiate. You define one concrete step. You execute it, whether it feels ready or not. You do not wait for clarity. You do not wait for pressure. You move because you decided. This is the shift from borrowed discipline to own discipline, from performing for them to building for yourself. At first it will feel weak. The internal pressure will not match the external pressure you are used to. You will question whether it matters, whether anyone will notice, whether you should even continue. This is normal. Your brain has spent years depending on outside weight. It does not trust your own, but every time you move without external force, you prove it wrong. Every time you define your own next step, you rebuild the system. Slowly the dependency fades. Slowly, you stop waiting for permission. You will still perform well at work. You will still meet deadlines. Deliver results. Impress the people who expect things from you. But you will also build in the margins. You will also move on your own time. You will also create something that belongs entirely to you. This is not about balance. This is about reclaiming the part of yourself you outsourced. Most people never do this. They stay productive for others. They stay useless to themselves. They mistake external performance for internal strength. They retire accomplished empty. You do not have to be most people. You already know how to execute. You just stop when you are busy borrowing the pressure.